The fire itself begins to sputter a bit, and a small face will emerge from the flames as you guys are staring into it. Hello. The fire rumbles slowly, spittering little sparks everywhere, left and right. I am Athoth, a local god of storytelling, and I am here to tell your story.
Has anyone else
What
seen
the-
the fire attacking?
Hardock,
Okay, it's not just me.
Hardock, what did you put into your last batch of steaks?
That's a good question.
I
I
I'm
don't-
going rotten by this point.
I am no trick, he says, as the fire flames up a little bit. I am but a spirit, a teller of tales, a weaver of mystery. And I ask of the four of you, of what do you call yourselves?
I look over to Danar. New Horizons, right?
Yep.
Alright.
The journey of the new horizons. So tell me, what brings this gaggle of folk all the way out here? With an owl bear, a centaur, and something magical in your bag of holding that I can sense.
Alright.
Oh,
We'll tell you, but we gotta get cool on a lot of things real fast.
it's a long story.
I am a very neutral deity. I tell stories and only tell the stories. Your senses of morality do not bind me.
So,
Okay, good.
it all started in Gordon, the place where we met in a tavern. After a good day of entertaining ourselves, we decided to group up when the mayor of the town came in and talked about how his daughter was kidnapped.
Is that how it?
A mild word. He kind of screamed and cried about it,
Yes, very much so.
like
As
a
one-
baby.
As one does with
I
a
was
daughter.
too drunk to remember.
So,
I remember it mentioned something about having children and being alive.
yes, we also talked to a merchant about a caravan that was coming into town of a believe coming from the Elven Kingdoms or going towards the Elven Kingdoms, I forget which. That was the first thing we went to do. We went to go help the caravan because the people that kidnapped the mayor's daughter wanted an item from that caravan.
They were carrying some heavy magic stuff with them. Trying to bring it to the king. Big old mask of sorts.
Well, now this
Now, hold on,
sounds...
you know about it.
This sounds like the already average adventuring setup we've got here. A missing daughter, magic items, and 4 big, strong folk ready to solve the problem at hand.
Trust me, it's about to take a left turn real fast.
Chloe standing at 4 foot is just gonna look at herself.
You're strong in other ways. It's alright. Hardock, you
She's
know a little
very
bit
happy
about the
with
mask.
So, after we retrieved the mask, after a unknown being destroyed the entire convoy,
There's a robot.
yes, some type, one that dealt with the sun, I believe, with how much heat came off the wreckage.
Sun god robot.
Yes.
Probably.
On our way back, our dearest friend keyed us into how the world worked. Right after a very, very high explosive went off of cold in the distance and destroying a city.
Well, then explain to me, exactly how does this world work?
Chilliean?
Oh, me? How the world works, it works like the world. Except this isn't the original world. And it's too long of a story. I'm not sure how long we have you here for, so.
The fire blinks before turning to Hardock. So about a mask.
Oh, you mean this thing? Hardock will pull out from behind him the mask that's cracked in half, basically.
A massive, featureless stone mask with a wingspan of about 6 feet. It's extremely long and looks very heavy.
This thing, it didn't do too much for us. It tried to kill me one time, but other than that, it broke.
Ugh.
Chilliean will now open the bag of holding to look into our angel friend.
Zooms into the opening of the of the bag of holding. It shows a glowing white silhouette of a being sitting in a lazy boy, reclined back. He's reading a fake book, half translucent illusionary book, over an illusionary lamp, while he's sitting on top of an illusionary carpet with an illusionary fire in the background and an illusionary book of shelves surrounding him.
Hey,
I waved to him.
He does not notice. He's
I close it back. He seems fine.
angel in a bag. That's an angel of Ra, it seems. I recognize that glow from anywhere.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
He told us many times.
No, bad. I ain't paying attention.
That does track.
really?
Anyways, after the destruction of a town, from what I remember, we were on our way back. We found a group of bandits pillaging a logger's camp, one where the logger had already met his end.
How unfortunate.
Yeah.
That was sad. I remember.
Yes. But on our way back out for a third time, we saw a man who was a gravedigger, just standing. We saw him the time before when we went to retrieve the logger's body. But we would think by the time we went back to him, he would be done with his things. Turns out, the snow had a special effect on the dead, bringing them back. And all the bandits that we had just faced not too long ago rose back, killing the gravedigger.
Straight up zombie apocalypse. But instead
No,
of zombies, there were zombies made of ice.
We made our way to a town called Mimosa. Chloe, would you like to take over there?
Mimosa, the quiet retirement town. Many adventurers pass by it without a second thought.
Second thought they should have given it. That's where I freed myself from slavery. And then we went back to look for the mayor's daughter. And that is where I told the party of my past. And then we proceeded to kill everyone.
Everyone!
Hey, that's
Okay,
exaggeration.
let us...
Just the bad ones. Just the bad ones. But it's more funny if I tell them it's everyone.
Let us clarify a little bit.
We don't need to clarify that. I mean, it's basically true.
It is basically true.
It's not wrong. We left
Keep
all
it-
the innocents alive.
I'm just gonna say, using heat metal on people who can't move is really fun.
So, upon reaching Mimosa, the town seemed to be devoid of life. Very much so. Rumors that we heard mentioned that it's been like that for a while. But, shortly after seeing one of the town's enforcers, our dearest Tabaxi, told us about her journey from this town, and the rest of us agreed to help her in any way to take revenge on those that wronged her. While also there, we got in contact with a small resistance going against the same person we were going against.
I was able to find the secret prison holding all of the captive animal-like humanoids. We pretended that you, Danar, were a prized possession meant to be sold. And we had Hardock be the slaver.
Oh yeah.
I zoned out. What?
Do not worry,
Not
folks.
mine.
This happens to Chloe quite a bit. It's the fact that she's a cat. We were able to pretend that I was in the same chains that they used to bind the prisoners of choice.
But yeah, once you guys were in, we had dynamite. And it turns out dynamite is loud and alert the vampire dude.
We had came prepared for this fight. I even made a makeshift bomb specially made for the vampire in question. A bag of silver dust, I believe 4 flasks of oil, or 3, and 1 bottle of holy water. We know that he was serving someone, or at least something about a blood council, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Should we be concerned about that?
I mean, if
we
they're
had-
all as overconfident as that vampire,
Yeah, but back to the fight. That was a crazy fight. We had
It was.
darkness. I couldn't see.
let us not
Sorry.
forget how we got to that fight. We went to one of the lowest level where our friend Chilliean here scouted out before. It was a lab. Of their prisoners they had in their prison, they took blood to, well, most likely sell it to their friends. Sell it, sustain, whatever. We went down there, saved a tiefling that was on the verge of death. After that, we made our way level by level, while Chilliean was being quite the distraction.
I had a heart attack.
Yes. We made our way level by level, releasing people where we could. After we released the centaur as well as an owlbear, we, the rest of us, as well as centaur, were making our way up the elevator shaft while Chilliean here came face to face with the vampire himself.
It was super epic. I held my own. I did not. I lied. I'm sorry.
You got
I was blind. I got stabbed.
I believe you got hit upside the face, blinded, and your first move was to make a circle of oil around yourself, which you set ablaze, if I remember correctly.
Correct. It was a tactic. If the guy get hurt by fire, he gets hurt by fire.
The
An
vampire
excellent
cast
tactic we used
darkness.
later with the cat.
But as we were making our way up the elevator shaft during this whole commotion, the vampire reached out of the elevator shaft to see us and cut the line. Luckily, because I am a man of strength and quick thinking, I went to a rage to stop the elevator, while my other 2 companions here started climbing the wall and throwing a cat. The centaur
I was covered in garlic butter.
It made you vampire immune.
upon us, of course, getting everyone up, I let go of the elevator and started climbing as well. At this point, Chloe would be thrown as a projectile towards the vampire, giving a small scratch, but doing at least enough to put him off balance. She then met up with Chilliean in his wall of flame, where they devised a quite unique plan, where Chilliean tackled the vampire into the elevator shaft.
We were playing some games.
It was a good
the
plan.
It
It was
was.
good until he misted into a gaseous form.
And I fell. And
Yes.
nearly broke my back. It was cool.
No.
Well, last I brought him back down. You know what? Without me, our ultimate team suplex would not have worked.
True. But making him leave his form, but still grabbing onto the edge of the doorway that he had just fell out of. I then grabbed a hold of this vampire and placed him into an atomic suplex, all the way down the elevator shaft.
Nearly hit me, I might add. That would have been bad.
It would have been. Luckily, he dodged.
Yeah. And then after
Yeah.
that, it was the Hardock. After the
Hard-
suplex.
Yes, Hardock jumped into the elevator shaft, plunging
Dolphin
his sword
dive.
into the back of the vampire. Mind you, all of our weapons at this point, and still are, silvered. Where Chloe would then use the stick of dynamite I handed her, and a little bit of rope, to make sure the vampire would be no more. We made our way out, just in the nick of time.
We almost drowned. That would have sucked, you know? After we saved everyone, we all just drowned at the bottom of the water wheel.
Yes, that would definitely have sucked.